Tell these parents to teach children about the monsters we are. Those are the words of a convicted sex offender. Tonight, we don't want to name names or show mugshots of people accused of harming children. We just want to give you the truth about how sex offenders operate.
That's so you can keep your kids from falling into their traps. For months now, our Emily Baucum has been writing letters and even visiting sex offenders in Texas prisons to get those answers for you. And tonight, she takes us inside the mind of a criminal. Emily?
It's not easy to look in the eyes of someone who admits to molesting multiple children. I'm going to be honest here. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in this job. And our team agonized over how to share what they had to say with you. So we're sparing you the gory details of sexual abuse and getting to the heart of what you care about, how to prevent your child from becoming a victim. These are letters most people would never want to read.
I did something that was wrong.
Written behind bars and barbed wire by people accused of awful crimes against children.
I ruined their lives.
Most prisoners wrote they are innocent. Others admitted guilt, but almost all of them,
When I got your letter, I cried that night.
said they have information families need to know.
A sex offender will strike, make friends with the child. The parents need to be very cautious.
We're hiding the prisoners' identities to protect their victims. If you met them in passing,
Construction, digging ditches.
chances are you wouldn't be scared.
I was well respected, a Christian a minister at the church.
And many are already in your home. All but one of the prisoners who wrote us said they knew their victims very well. The victims were usually friends' kids or their own nieces, nephews, or stepchildren. And the prisoners were once babysitters or boyfriends of the victims' mothers.
When they found out, it was, how could you? I trusted you.
This prisoner from San Antonio admits to molesting his girlfriend's 3-year-old daughter. He believed the child was asking for it.
Rubbing up on me, patting.
Typical little kid behavior. That's what most parents would say, and he knows it.
When they ignore it, that gives us the green light. Wow, she don't know. So we'll go ahead and attack.
He eventually got caught and went to prison. But when he got out, he met another single mom with another daughter. He says he was honest about his past.
Yeah, I told her, and the darndest thing, she didn't care.
She wasn't concerned for her daughter?
She wasn't concerned, not one bit. And I couldn't figure it out.
So he started grooming his second victim.
Like molding clay, I molded her.
Some of the prisoners who wrote us admitted giving victims gifts and money to stay quiet. To get the victims alone, they'd say things like, "Let's do the fun thing." No one would know. It would be our little secret.
Every time I touched that little girl, I said to myself, God, I'm coming back to prison. At this time for a long time, I'll probably die in here.
He was right. The victim told. In their letters, the prisoners say that's how all of them finally got caught.
I don't want to bust out crying.
This prisoner from East Texas was a youth minister who admits to a sexual relationship with his teenage stepson.
Because I would be upset if somebody did my kid like that. I would be upset, highly upset.
But you did that.
I know, and I was wrong.
Like most of the prisoners who wrote us,
my past just came back and hunted me.
this man says he was sexually abused as a child.
It ruined my life.
He never told anyone and believes keeping the secret for so long led to him molesting his stepson.
And I regret making the mistake that I did because he was an innocent little boy, just like I was an innocent little boy.
From these difficult conversations, we learned that what the experts say is true.
It can be anybody. It could be anybody.
Abused children often grow up to be abusers, and the person molesting a child is someone they know, love, and trust. We just had one more question. How would you advise mothers to protect their children from someone like you?
Remember, I'm only targeting single women with children because they're the most vulnerable.
Prisoners wrote, talk to kids about good touch and bad touch. Teach them modesty. When they're old enough to say potty, it's a good time to begin pointing out the little details of life. They told parents to do background checks on new friends. Look around you because it could be a person you know. And most of all, be an involved parent. If you don't love your child, someone will. One more thing, to anyone out there who is harming children,
Stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. This ain't no nice place to be.
We know this is a hard conversation to have with your child. You want them to come straight to you if someone's hurting them, but there's a fine line between explaining that and ruining their childhood innocence. So we asked the nonprofit Child Safe what to do. They recommend books like this one. It's called My Body Belongs to Me. You can read it to your child as a bedtime story. It teaches kids about boundaries and that if anything bad happens, tell an adult and tell an adult immediately.
And now, what did you learn? I know you talked about a little there on why these people do what they do, or at least why they tell you they did it.
It was really hard to wrap my head around, even after hours of reading their letters and hours of talking to them in person. Some of them said they were abused as children and they grew up and repeated that pattern. They blame what happened to them as children. But one prisoner, though, says he has a sickness. That's how he put it, a sickness. And he even said prison was the best place for him.
Well, we know that you have a lot more tips for parents online, newsforsa.com. All you have to do is head to our website to get them. Emily, thank you very much. An important story.